And at this point, I start to panic and freak out because that can't be the case. She was dropped off. I remember him saying, should I have asked a warrant? And I'm like, no, you got nothing to hide. Give them your phone. If you were to go demand your phone back right now, that would look suspicious as like, what are you doing?
I feel like sometimes people struggle to show real emotion when they're aware of what the truth is.
If I knew anything, I promise you, I would tell you. Like, I am willing to take a lie detector test, whatever the you want, but I don't know anything.
On February 25, 2024, in Kissimmee, Florida, Madeline Soto celebrated her 13th birthday party with family and friends. The joyous occasion was quickly overshadowed by fear and panic just one day later when her mother arrived to pick her up from school only to learn Madeline never made it to class. Police and investigators launch a massive search operation, but as they piece together the clues from her last 24 hours, shocking evidence and glaring inconsistencies begin to emerge, suggesting her disappearance may be connected to a far more sinister truth.
I don't believe she's still alive. She's out there.
The following report is based on police records, and most of the footage has never been seen before until now. Please note that all persons charged with a crime are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. On a late evening of February 26, 2024, the Orange County Sheriff's Office receives a 911 call from a caller with a dire concern.
Do you need police, fire, or medical?
Police, possibly. I'm reporting a missing child.
Okay. And the child that you're trying to report missing, are you calling on behalf of the parent?
Yes, on behalf of the mother. She's missing.
Okay. And then how long has it been, though, since you guys have last seen her?
Since this morning. She was dropped off at school this morning, and apparently she never showed up. We called everyone we knew. No one's seen her.
After collecting more details, the dispatcher assures the caller that a deputy will arrive as soon as possible. However, no help arrives. She calls back 2 more times, attempting to express the urgency of the situation.
Do you need police, fire, or medical?
No, it's not a medical issue. We have a missing child since this morning. We already called 3 times.
Yes, ma'am. I see you. This is waiting for a deputy to respond.
You're waiting for a deputy to respond?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long more do we need to wait? It's a child missing.
I understand that, ma'am, but I'm just not able to give out ETA. I don't know when they'll be there.
So this is not important for you guys? Really?
Ma'am, we were very busy in the area. Look, I understand they'll be there as soon as they can, okay?
The chilling reason for the delay and what had deputies in the area so busy would soon raise more questions about the timing of her disappearance. At 7:48 p.m., Deputy Joseph finally arrives at the scene to meet with the missing girl's mother, 35-year-old Jennifer Soto, and her boyfriend, 37-year-old Stephen Stearns.
Hi there.
Hey there.
Hey there. What's going on?
So, was dropped off close to school this morning, but never made it. I went to pick her up from school.
I'm sorry, 1 second.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
Are we looking for another kid or we have a kid?
Looking for another one.
With more than one missing child in the area, the fear that she may have been abducted remains a possibility.
So she was supposed to be dropped off at school, didn't make it to school.
Didn't make it to school. I went to pick her up from school today,
Okay.
and she never came out. I got an email from the school saying she was absent, but I also messaged her teacher, and he looked at her entire attendance today and saw that she was completely not at school today either.
Okay.
So she never made it.
Just had her 13th birthday.
13. What was she last seen wearing?
Green hoodie, white Crocs, either blue or black pants.
I think black shorts.
Do you know if she has like friends in the area?
She does, but she doesn't know where they live. I asked all of them.
Is this like, does she like have any places that you guys know that she'll usually be at? Any friend's house? Any places that like she likes to hang out?
Not typically, no.
No.
Not typically?
No.
Okay. By any chance, does she have a phone number or a phone?
She does, but she left it at home today. I have it.
You have it.
And I've already gone through her messages.
Okay. How about, does she have like Apple Watch? No. Does she have
She's got a device. The only device she's got on her right now is her school laptop.
her school laptop? Is that trackable?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
It should be. It should be.
If the Wi-Fi's turned on, it'll try to connect to the Wi-Fi.
So if I like circle here.
It connects to any USB video system.
Without her cell phone, the laptop is their only hope of tracking Madeline's location. Attempts were made to locate the laptop, but unfortunately, the last pinged location was near downtown Orlando on February 22nd, 4 days prior to her disappearance.
Does she have a history of running away or anything like that?
Never.
She was hanging out and lost time kind of thing?
Possibly, I don't know. She got dropped off. She was like, so she's embarrassed by his car. So she didn't want to be dropped off at school. She wanted to be dropped off like half a block away so she can walk.
It's in the Mustang. She's in the base.
But he dropped her off half a block away and drove away.
Did she ever go to school though?
No, we called school.
She was walking in that direction. She was rifling through her backpack, just looking for something. I thought maybe she was just looking for headphones before she got her walking on.
Yeah.
But she was just kind of, shambling over in that direction. It looked the same as any other morning.
A sudden phone call puts the room on high alert as family and officers alike wait to hear if it's news about Madeline.
Hello? Yes? Hi, Principal. I'm okay. How are you?
Stefan leads officers to the location where he believes he dropped her off for school, but apparent struggles with his memory give them a less than ideal start.
Was it here?
It was along this stretch. I can't remember the exact spot, but it was around where these communities were. Oh, thank you. So it's like around where these communities were.
Okay.
And it's just like in this stretch, like we could see the overpass down there.
Where's the school?
Just on the other side of the overpass.
With a general idea of where Madeline was last seen, officers begin to search a nearby apartment complex for any sign of the missing child.
No cameras as of right
I
now.
can't believe that in this day and age, there's no cameras playing on anywhere.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if we can find something. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Deputy Joseph appears to have better luck as he reviews surveillance footage at a church half a mile from Madeline's school, where a young girl fitting her description was captured on camera in the early morning hours.
There's like a car full.
Yeah, he left and she walked onto property. And then she actually doubles back onto property.
I guess she left.
So she's still sitting there.
Ventura, what's the other?
What they were saying, right? She left her phone on to me. It's like, that feels intentional. You know? Like, I don't want to be tracked. So I'm going to try bumping it up like 10 minutes to see if
she's still there.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, there is a person getting out of the car.
She's gone. She's by 9.
Hopeful that Madeline's movements can be tracked, a K-9 search unit is dispatched in the intersection near the school where Madeline may have walked. The stakes are high and every second counts, but after nearly 15 minutes of searching, they've yet to pick up her trail.
I mean, if I had to guess, get out of there. If I had to guess, you probably went that way. But, ow. He dumped her off here, or he dumped her off up ahead? Okay.
And she walked this way, coming down.
So her scent's probably all over here anyway. Yeah, it's a tough one. What are you telling me? No. Okay. Yeah, we can call it.
Back at the church, Deputy Joseph shares what he saw on the surveillance footage with Madeline's aunt.
It's blurry video, but it looks like a adolescent child sitting right there. And I don't see her getting into anybody's car in the video. I see her sitting on property for give or take 10 minutes and then walking off property. I don't know which way she went from there and get more video.
Show the bridge or anything?
No. Speculating that Madeline may have wandered away on her own, the officer asks if there's anywhere she may have gone that she wouldn't want her mother to know about.
I have no idea. We checked your phone. I didn't see any
Crazy stuff. Me neither, yeah.
I didn't see her trying to plan anything with anyone. And I just really don't think she's the type to do that.
Just walk up and leave.
I don't see her doing that at all.
The mystery of Madeline's disappearance eludes law enforcement as a challenging night of searching meets a disappointing end. Despite their exhaustive efforts, the haunting question of where Madeline has gone and why leaves everyone grasping for answers. The following day, on February 27th, officers begin canvassing local neighborhoods, and the family makes multiple appearances and television interviews. As news about Madeline's disappearance spreads, some residents begin feeling the emotional impact.
Oh, is this about that little girl?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've been crying all day long.
Yeah, she's been missing since 8:30 a.m.
Why aren't there any updates? Like, I'm looking everywhere for anybody. I kept saying to my son, I said, I'm hoping she skipped school today.
While Orange County deputies continue knocking on doors, a detective heads to Madeline's school to speak with her best friend in the hopes she may have heard from her or has information that may lead to a breakthrough.
I thought it was fishy yesterday when she didn't text me at all, because usually even if she doesn't go to school that day, she texts me like the night or the day of, like she'll wake up early just to like text me like, hey, I'm not going to school. And she didn't yesterday, but I didn't think anything of it because I thought she like slept in or something.
Okay. Did you ever try to call her or text her or anything?
Yes, I called her.
And no answer?
No answer.
And that's completely out of the ordinary for her?
Yeah.
According to investigators, Madeline's phone was unplugged from the charger on February 26th at 7:04 a.m. It was then powered off around 15 minutes later, which they would determine is an unusual pattern according to historical phone data. As speculation that Madeline ran away from home continues, her friend drops a shocking revelation.
She had told, like, when I turned 13, once I turn 13, I'm going to leave this house and never come back.
Why 13?
Because she would always brag, because I said that I can't wait till my birthday, and she was like, are you having a birthday party? I said no, and she was like, oh, I get a whole bunch of money, like $500 something. I think she was waiting to turn 13. That way she could get a whole bunch of money and go.
But where would she go?
I have no clue.
As the question of why Madeline would want to run away from home haunts the investigators, her mother, Jennifer, offers a simple explanation.
So this whole living in the woods thing, I have people like tromping through the woods right now on horses and ATVs and all sort of things, but has she ever mentioned that before?
The thing is, I started talking to her about World War III, just what's happening politically, and I'm like, I don't know what that means for us, but we'll see what happens. But I've talked to her about World War III, so that's what I'm just saying.
How long ago was that? I mean, is that something that might have impacted her?
That's why she said she wanted to go live in the woods.
As the detective asks Jennifer for her own insights, she poses a darker theory for what may have happened to Madeline.
Based off of everything, me knowing her and knowing how she is and how tight-knit we are, like, I don't think she would run away. Mm-hmm. I feel like she was taken, like, on that short walk from where she was dropped off to the school.
As investigators finish interviewing Madeline's friend, she shares one final detail that suggests a suspicious break in her usual routine. The friend shares that Madeline always preferred to be dropped off at school and had never walked her way to school from the church.
But yesterday, for some random reason, she wanted to be dropped off at the church?
I don't know if she's ever been dropped off at the church before. No, she has told me.
Okay.
The unusual circumstances leave detectives scrambling for answers, and they'll soon turn to Stefan and Jennifer to fill in the blanks. As officers continue canvassing, a second night falls with no valuable leads. By now, Madeline has been missing for over 48 hours. K9 Wyatt returns for a second attempt at locating her trail, this time beginning at Madeline's residence where Stefan and Jennifer are waiting.
We're going to pull one more, and then we're going to have the dog sniff it out again and see if we could get another track going.
Can I get you, like, the last outfit you were wearing?
Has it been, like, with other clothes and all that, like your clothes?
It got mixed in with clean clothes and dirty clothes.
Is it other people's dirty clothes, or is it her dirty clothes? Is her
What about,
underwear?
like, a pillow that she likes to sleep with?
Her underwear is
That, I mean, all that stuff works.
Yeah, but you slept on the pillow this morning.
Oh, that's right. I snuggled with a pillow.
They settle on using a pair of her underwear from the bathroom, and the search begins. However, Stefan's curiosity will soon create an unexpected barrier to their efforts.
I'm gonna be going like right where you guys are. Yeah, you guys can go inside if you want, because then I just don't want him trying to track you guys. Yeah, he's a pretty cute little guy. Just as long as everybody's inside. I'm not gonna go inside. I'm just gonna start at the front door. He's trying to open the door. Oh god, he opened the door. Sorry, he knows how to open doors.
After only a few minutes of searching, Stefan is seen lingering just around the corner, leading to frustration with the K9's handler.
No, sorry. He backtracks a lot, so he kind of just circles.
Yeah.
After being told that it's distracting.
Unfortunately, no critical evidence was found in the second K9 search, and concerns around Madeleine's whereabouts continued to escalate. By Friday, March 1st, 5 days after she first disappeared, Madeleine is still nowhere to be found. Jennifer and Stefan have been interviewed multiple times, but inconsistencies in their accounts and shocking new evidence have thrown the case in a chilling new direction. As investigators meet with Jennifer to revisit their previous interviews, an intricate web of lies begins to unravel.
You want me to go through the whole timeline?
Yeah,
Is that what
we'll start with Sunday. Take me through Sunday.
Sunday birthday party. She spent the whole day at my mom's house. They celebrated with the whole family. I was at work. I just started a new job last week or the week before. She had the best day. She was so happy when I got home when I saw her. At my house around 8:30 that night. I wasn't home. She got dropped off alone. About 10 to 15 minutes later, Stefan showed up.
At your house in Kissimmee.
At my house in Kissimmee, he called me. Or he texted me, I don't remember. But he let me know he was there and that she was getting ready for bed. She was doing her routine.
Stefan previously explained to detectives that he doesn't live with Jennifer full-time, but rather splits his time between her house in Kissimmee and his parents' home in Northport, Florida, nearly 150 miles away.
And what does your time splitting look like? Are you here for days, weeks, months, something else?
Weeks at a time, yeah.
And so, I guess, when did you arrive this block of time that you were here?
Day before yesterday, actually.
So, Saturday?
Yeah.
I think. So you got here Saturday night.
This is inconsistent with what Jennifer just told detectives, claiming Stefan arrived after her birthday party, which took place on Sunday night. However, even this timeline contradicts one of her earlier interviews, in which Jennifer struggled to remember exactly what day he made it into town.
How long has he been here? Or when did he arrive, rather, this time?
I can't remember if he arrived Saturday or Sunday morning.
These are only the beginning of a string of contradictions that will soon raise major red flags. As Stefan's questioning continues, he's asked to describe how Madeleine was acting following her birthday party on Sunday night.
She was just happy. She was very happy. Everyone was happy. It's nothing out of the ordinary. I can't remember anything particular that happened.
Jennifer continues to explain what happened just after she returned from work and the reason behind her decision to break routine and have Stefan take Madeleine to school the following morning.
I got home around 10:30. I started getting ready for bed myself. I started eating and taking my meds because I have to take meds. When I went to take my meds, I realized, oh my God, I forgot to take my Saturday night's meds, which is why I felt so weird and so abnormal and not myself Sunday while I was at work. Everyone at work noticed I was acting different and not being myself. Like I couldn't smile in front of the guests. I felt this wave of depression that I haven't felt in years. It was my bipolar symptoms coming up again that I've been medicating myself for all this time. I sent them to sleep upstairs in the guest bedroom so that I could get a good night's sleep.
This disturbing admission further stressed the concerns detectives have had since Jennifer's initial interview, when she'd first explained their unusual sleeping arrangements at home.
Is it normal for both of them to sleep in the same room? Sometimes. When I really need a good night's sleep, I will send them upstairs. But when, also a lot of times we will sleep together in the king-size bed, all three of us. Or sometimes Stefan will go upstairs and in our bed alone. So it just really depends on what's going on that night with our schedules and what we're doing.
Okay, where were you sleeping?
Downstairs in the king-size bed.
Okay. Is it just you two here? Well, you guys have a roommate, right?
We have two roommates.
So what rooms do you guys use?
The room downstairs, the master bedroom downstairs, and room number 4.
The house would later be thoroughly searched, and what investigators would uncover would leave detectives reeling. As Jennifer continues, she elaborates on how the concerning sleeping arrangements first originated.
The living situation with them
I'll be honest, seems weird. It's weird to me. She's got a bedroom downstairs. What's kind of the mindset or the thought process, the communication you've had with Stefan about, she's not going to sleep in her bed, but you guys are going to go sleep in the guest bedroom?
It wasn't until June that he got his own bedroom and I sent him upstairs. That's where the requests for sleepover started.
Okay.
And I kept telling her no. I'm not comfortable with that. They really wanted to watch something and I was really tired. And I said, okay, fine. Go ahead, but this can't happen often. I allowed her to go upstairs and sleep with him. But honestly, I think I can count on one hand how many times that's happened, and it has been many times that I've allowed her to have a supper party with him, to be alone in a bed with him.
The sleeping arrangements leave detectives seemingly uneasy, but with finding Madeline still the main priority, investigators ask Stefan to piece together the events of the following morning.
Woke up around 7:15, somewhere around there, which is an early start for us, but we had talked about getting McDonald's breakfast beforehand, so we wanted to make good time. We did make good time. We got out the door maybe 7:30ish, 7:45ish, maybe.
However, when Natalie, who lived in the house as one of Jennifer's 2 roommates, was asked if she saw the 2 of them getting ready in the morning, her answer seemed to contradict Stefan's account.
Did you see them at all Monday morning?
By the time I was leaving Monday, no, I think I was leaving too early. I leave like around 7:45. I typically don't see them. Which was like
probably
normal.
Gone before they even got up, maybe? Okay, gotcha.
If Natalie's recollection is correct, she would likely have seen Stefan, as they both claim to have left the house at the same time. The timeline is even more muddied by a written statement to the police, in which Jennifer claims she physically saw Madeline getting ready around 8 a.m. Confusion over the truth is compounded as her story continues to change.
Between your initial statement to the police, a lot of things have changed. The initial statement to the police was you watched her get dressed, you watched her leave, you knew exactly what she was wearing.
Can I tell you my thought process on that, or where I came from with that? I was handed this form, and I'm like, where do I start? What do I write? And somebody said, tell them what you saw. And so I started with I saw. And then I wrote out what I wrote out. But it wasn't until later I was like, wait, I didn't see her. I assumed that I saw her. I assumed that I heard her. But I didn't. In reality, I didn't see her. I only saw him. And I heard something in the kitchen, but I don't know who that was.
Despite the inconsistencies, investigators move on to what happened after Stefan and Madeline allegedly left for school.
She was asleep in the car most of the time, just snoozing until we got there. And she wanted to be dropped off a little down the ways from the school. She's got this phase that she's been into lately where she's very particular about what car she's seen getting out of in front of the school. I get it. It's an image thing. I said, okay. Let her out. Have a good day. Love you. Thanks. Love you too. And I turned around and was driving away and was watching her in my rearview mirror to make sure that she was going where she was supposed to go. And she was moving in that direction, but she was rummaging around in her backpack or something. Find out later that she forgot her phone here, so she may have been rummaging for her phone. But she was still kind of making her way towards that direction, so it looked okay. Looked like any other day.
And you said that that's typical of her to walk that distance?
Yeah, she likes the morning walks when it's cool. And she will sometimes like to hang out and wait for her friends. She's known to do that.
His statement seems to have raised suspicions with investigators, as Madeline's friend informs them that it isn't typical for her to be dropped off anywhere but in front of the school. Stefan also claims to have dropped her off between 8:20 and 8:40 a.m., but when confronted with what detectives saw on local street cameras, Stefan makes an abrupt change to his story.
So why is your car seen going southbound at 8:10? So meaning going toward Kissimmee.
Mm-hmm. I had forgotten my gate clicker. I'm sorry. I forgot I had gone back to the house real quick after we left. I actually had to go through the front gate and use my parking pass to grab my clicker. So it was the wrong time. I'm sorry. Like I said, I was guesstimating these times. not a morning person.
Okay.
So yes, we'd gone out.
How far did you get before you came back down? That when you realized you forgot your clicker?
Nearly all the way to the school.
So you guys came back here to get your clicker?
Correct.
So when we look at the cameras in the front, it's going to show you coming back in
Correct.
here with her in the car?
Yes, with her in the passenger seat,
Okay.
yes.
Footage from the apartment shows Stefan pulling up to the complex trash compactor at 7:35 a.m. in his silver sedan. He's wearing a red-colored shirt as he throws a trash bag inside the compactor and pulls away. A female, believed to be Madeline, is visible in the front passenger seat, appearing slightly slumped over. They leave and return to the apartment at 8:19 a.m., where Stefan appears to speak briefly with a security guard. Madeline still appears to be in the front passenger seat. The security guard was later interviewed, but his account burns another hole in Stefan's story.
Do you remember a resident coming through in a silver Lincoln sedan?
I do remember, but not his face. I talked to him. He showed me his little clicker, and he's like, "Hey man, I'm clicking, it's not working." And then I went and I clicked the button. He went inside, and I just remember there was a woman like sleeping beside him with a green shirt.
If Stefan already had his gate clicker, his reason for returning to the complex falls apart, leaving investigators to question what else he may have lied about. They determine the trash compactor needs a closer look and begin the process of gathering a warrant to search its contents. Meanwhile, with more questions than answers, Stefan continues to explain what happened next after he returned to the area near the church and dropped Madeline off.
What did you do after you left the area?
I left to go to the local vape shop because I needed some more vape juice. They weren't quite open yet, so I ended up going back home. Waited about an hour or so and then went back and checked the vape shop again. It was open, so I got what I needed there and came back.
Do you remember what time you came home?
The first time was probably right around 10, close to it. Probably finished at the vape shop and came back home again a little after 11.
Okay. You said the first time that you hung out with a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Was there when you got here at
Yes.
10? Okay.
I think so. She might have been at her blood appointment. Let me double check.
It's okay. We don't have to ask her right now.
Sorry, everything's a blur.
So she might have been here. She might have not have been here
I
the first time.
believe she was here because she was sleeping in as much as she possibly could because she's been messed up with her work schedule. So she had to be here because she didn't want to sleep in.
With Stefan struggling to remember whether or not Jennifer was home when he arrived back at the apartment, investigators turned to Jennifer herself for confirmation.
When Stefan called me around 10:18 in the morning, I had stepped out to go get blood work done. And he had just let me know that he just got back home from running a few errands. I asked, did you guys ever just stop at McDonald's? And he said, no, she changed her mind. He tried convincing her a few times that she did not want McDonald's anymore.
At what time did you leave the house yesterday in the morning? Or what time did you step out, rather?
I'm going to say around 9:30.
You left around 9:30. And then Stefan called you around 10 to say he got home?
Yeah.
Though Stefan claims he spent time with Jennifer before leaving for the vape store a second time, Jennifer's account suggests she wasn't home until after he returned. As confusion builds over the timeline, detectives review security footage from the street cameras and notice a flaw in Stefan's story.
Did you go anywhere else after the smoke shop?
Oh, no. I don't think I went anywhere specific. I was just driving probably in the direction of home. But I don't remember stopping anywhere specifically.
And you were there for 5 to 10 minutes?
Roundabout, I think.
Okay, so like let's say you drop her off at 8:40. We don't see your car coming back south until 10 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you doing between 8:40 and 10 o'clock?
Cruising around a little bit.
Okay, but I asked you earlier, like what you were doing, and you said you were there for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then you came back home.
I mean, I don't know what to say. It was just a normal day. I didn't have anything important to do. The smoke shop was supposed to open soon, so I made my way over there. Wasn't any particular rush, though.
Okay, but can you help me explain to them because I don't know the explanation or the answer to this question, okay? So can you help me explain to them why there's such a delay in the time?
No.
With Stefan unable to provide an answer, more surveillance footage will need to be reviewed to track his movements. Meanwhile, a suspicious act by Stefan raises serious alarms for investigators.
I left my phone at home in the morning, too. I was so busy riding Herd over to get us out the door on time that I left my phone. She left her phone. We both left our phones.
Did you have your phone when you went to the smoke shop?
Not the first time after I dropped her off. I was still without it. I got my phone and went back to the smoke shop later when I got home.
And then I also noticed, I was checking your call history. I noticed that you don't have anything before this morning. Is that unusual on your phone?
No, it's a new phone. Stupid. I went to do an update yesterday morning, and I don't know what the... Pardon me. I don't know what the heck I did, but somehow during the massive OS update, I managed to factory reset my phone and lose all of my contacts, all my information.
Jennifer also corroborates this story as she explains the moment the supposed accident took place.
And I said, how the hell does that happen? That gives you options now when you reset your phone? He goes, yeah, apparently I wasn't paying attention and I just pressed the button and it happened. And I said, oh, that's unfortunate. That sucks.
When asked, Stefan voluntarily hands over his phone, and investigators begin a forensic download to determine its contents. They uncover that at 12:12 p.m. on February 26th, the phone was factory reset by manually navigating to the device's settings, and that it had nothing to do with a system update. They also discovered that a password must be entered and that it's unlikely, if not impossible, to be done by accident. In the meantime, Jennifer explains that Stefan had an intense reaction to leaving his phone in the hands of the police.
So earlier that day, I think Detective Hunt came, or somebody came, and asked Stefan for his cell phone. If he would willingly give it up so that they can look at it, or if they would need a warrant. And I remember him saying, should I have asked a warrant? Should I have... And I'm like, no, if you've got nothing to hide, give him your phone. And I think we hung out in the house for a little bit, and then when you guys came in the evening, and you guys told us to wait outside, and we waited in my car, he started getting very anxious and very panicky, going, I want my phone back. I want my phone back. And I said, listen, at this point, it's their phone. It's theirs for ever. I don't give a shit. We will buy you a new phone. It doesn't matter anymore. Whatever they need, they need. Like, let them look at it. And he's like, I just want my phone back. And I'm just like, are you trying to make yourself more suspicious? Because, like, if you were to go demand your phone back right now, that would look suspicious as like, what are you doing?
What they would later discover hidden in the data would shock investigators and completely change the course of the case. Meanwhile, as Stefan's account of the day continues, he explains that he left the apartment once again around 12:30 in the afternoon.
I had a couple errands to run over on 192. She was talking about making a BJ shopping list. She just wanted to make sure I was back in time for us to both go pick up. So I was visiting some card shops around the area on 192. I'm kind of a nerd, so we had a new trading card game release, and I was seeing what the situation was with it.
Jennifer describes Stefan as an avid gamer who collects figurines, trading cards, and retro toys such as Tamagotchis.
Do you remember what places you visited?
Yeah, Coliseum of Comics. Stopped by a couple Targets, and I was going to go to House Rules Games down by Oak and 192, but I didn't make it that far. I got a flat tire on the way.
Between the factory phone reset and now the flat tire, the suspicious circumstances keep adding up. Jennifer continues, explaining what happened as the time approached to pick up Madeline from school.
2:30 rolls around, and I'm already calling Stefan, and he's not picking up his phone. About 10 minutes later, I get a phone call from him going, I just got back home. I left my phone home again. I'm so sorry. How long ago did you leave? And I said, about 10 minutes ago. He goes, I'm so sorry. I missed it. I really wanted to go with you. And I'm just like, it's fine.
Investigators attempt to pinpoint where the tire change occurred, but once again, Stefan seems to struggle with his memory.
Do you remember where you got your flat tire?
It was on 192. I pulled into one of those plazas somewhere.
Do you remember the name of the plaza by any chance?
I don't.
Though investigators were unaware at the time, Stefan's flat tire would eventually be the key to a massive breakthrough in the search for Madeline. Meanwhile, Jennifer explained she went to the school to pick up Madeline, and more inconsistencies come up.
410 rolls around, and she's still not out, or 409. And then at this point, I'm feeling the pressure from the cars behind me. I'm like, okay, they're all full. They're all waiting for me to leave, and she's not here yet. So I take off, and I'm thinking, maybe I missed her. Maybe I forgot to tell her I was picking her up from school today, because I don't know if she knew that I wasn't working. So I left, thinking maybe she walked. That's pretty close to school. Let me go drive back down, wait along the path she would walk, and just wait. And I parked and I waited. Maybe somewhere between 5 to 10 minutes. She still wasn't there, and I looked at the time and I'm like, okay, she should be back at my mom's office by now. Maybe she took a different path and I didn't see. She's still not here. And I'm like, that's really strange. And I think at this point I call Stefan and I tell him she didn't make it. She's absent today. There's no attendance of her at all today.
Later that evening, Jennifer, Stefan, and concerned family members met with police to report Madeline missing. Detectives noted several discrepancies in Jennifer and Stefan's accounts. Jennifer initially claimed she saw Madeline getting ready for school, later saying she only heard her. Curiously, she'd corrected Stefan on what Madeline was wearing earlier, despite initial statements that she never saw her.
White Crocs.
Either blue or black pants.
I think black shorts.
Black shorts?
Yeah.
Black shorts?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Additionally, a review of cameras near where Stefan supposedly left Madeline doesn't show his car in the area, and cameras capture him moving in the opposite direction at the time he was supposedly dropping her off at school. A license plate reader also captured Stefan 9 miles away in St. Cloud at the time he was supposedly heading toward House Rules Games in Kissimmee, where he disappears from cameras for approximately 54 minutes. With suspicious circumstances surrounding Madeline's disappearance, police prohibit Stefan and Jennifer from re-entering their apartment on the night of February 27th, 1 day following Madeline's disappearance. Jennifer's reaction to the news was far from what investigators expected.
I think at this point, when I noticed that forensics was locking down the house and you guys said we couldn't come back, I told him to call his dad. Because I had a feeling y'all knew something and it was going to come down on him. And I'm just like, they're focusing on the wrong person. They have the wrong person. In my head, I'm convinced you guys are that you had the wrong person. I started saying to him, like, I think they're focusing in on you. Like, you need to call your dad and I think we need to get you a lawyer.
How did he feel when you said he needs a lawyer?
He didn't believe me. Like, when I told him, like, don't you see forensics is closing down the house? They know something, or there's something, like, they know something. Something's happening. They wouldn't be locking down the house this way if they didn't have suspicions of something.
On the night of February 27th, after the police seized Stefan's phone in their apartment, they booked a hotel with Stefan's dad, Chris, a retired Orange County police deputy. Chris will soon speak with police, sharing his own fears and suspicions about his son. Meanwhile, the following morning, Stefan's sudden absence from the hotel doesn't go unnoticed.
The following morning, I wake up, I think around 9 o'clock in the morning, and Stefan's not there. And I remember thinking, he left again without his phone and didn't tell anyone where he was going. That's suspicious as again. Why is he trying to...
Well, we took his phone, so he got a new phone?
He didn't get the new phone until later that day, where his dad woke up, came to our hotel room, and then handed him a phone. But he rolled in around 11:15, rolled in with a cup of Wawa, and said, oh, I'm so sorry, I was just driving around. I grabbed some Wawa on 182 and got lost. I didn't know how to get back to the hotel, but I'm here now. And I'm just like, detectives are about to show up. What the would have happened if they showed up and you weren't here? Like, you would have been a fugitive. Like, what are you doing? And he was just apologetic about not telling anyone where he went.
But you know, I mean, he had a Wawa cup and he said he was up at 192.
Yeah, but in reality, I know that he truly took my car in the middle of the night to Northport, Florida, and was down there for an hour and came back.
Cameras capture Stefan leaving the hotel lobby at 4:35 a.m. in Jennifer's car. A license plate reader captures him again 1 mile from his parents' home in Northport, Florida, nearly 150 miles from Kissimmee, at 6:29 a.m. Investigators urgently speak with Stefan's dad, Chris, as their suspicions surrounding Stefan's activities solidify their suspicions about it being connected with Madeleine's whereabouts.
Did he tell you he was in Northport today? I'm assuming he did it based on your reaction. Okay. So, you need to take a seat?